Become a patron at www.patreon.com/Golden Era Bookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the Golden Era of bodybuilding. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to talk about one of the greatest stories of mind over matter, and that is the story of Alan P Mead, a Bronze Era strongman known as the Human Anatomy Chart because of the extraordinary physique he naturally developed even though he was crippled and disabled. Not only is his muscular size and development impressive, as clearly seen in this fantastic photo, but his vascularity was extraordinary. Consider that at the time when this photo was taken, most athletes were natural athletes and most strongmen were not defined, let alone vascular. You can see his rippling musculature, his amazing vascularity in his delts, arms and chest. It's just fantastic. It's such a great photo I found on the internet. But how was it that Alan P Mead trained to develop such a physique, especially being disabled? Well, that and plenty more will be described in today's video. Enjoy. Now, Alan Mead's story is truly one of incredible perseverance. He lost his leg during World War I, and in a true story, an example of mind over matter, instead of complaining and withering away like many would, he decided to man up and better himself instead, taking up strength training and muscle control. Now, I think that takes some serious testicular fortitude, serious balls there to actually do something about his situation, his circumstance that he actually found himself in. With the aid of muscle control expert and mentor Monty Saldo, who with Max Alding developed the Max Alding system, Meade trained and developed an exceptional physique as shown in these amazing photos. I mean, you can even see how vascular his back is, the definition of his triceps, his back musculature, his forearms, everything's there. It's phenomenal physique. And this is another reason why a lot of these photos that were taken of Meade only show his upper body, because obviously he had lost his leg. Known as the Human Anatomy Chart, this is what author Charles A. Smith had to say about Alan P Mead in a recent article that I read. Perhaps the extreme in definition and bulk has never been so completely realized as it was with Alan P Mead. Mr. Mead, who had the misfortune to lose a leg in the First World War, first worked with dumbbells and various exercises which can be performed lying down, but realizing the potentialities of the pulley, equipped his studio with every conceivable type. His back build defied description, even though his pictures showed a rippling, writhing mass. They didn't do him justice. The trapezius, the teres major, the deltoids, the latissimus, and erector spinae muscles stood out in bold and sculptured relief. Few have approached him in definition and size. Now, Charles A. Smith, the author, references his writhing and rippling muscle mass, especially of his back musculature. And indeed, Alan had a very famous muscle control act known as the dancing of the spinal muscles, as told by Sig Klein, where he describes a feat of muscle control that, to be honest, has probably never been equaled since. An English muscle enthusiast wrote me of seeing a posing exhibition by Alan Mead, during which the expert turned his back to the audience and made the muscles alongside the spine move so that they appeared to run up and down. This stunt of Mr. Mead is one of the few novel things in the line of muscle control. When I first saw his picture, I noticed that he had the rare ability to display cross ridges in some of his muscles, just as though a long muscle was composed of circular cross sections strung together. He can even make his biceps take on a corrugated appearance when flexed, and in many of the photos of his back, the muscles alongside the spine appear as cables with parallel ridges. He must, for instance, flex the lower sections right above the hip bone relax that section, harden the section next above, and so on, thus giving the impression that the muscles are moving, although he stands with his back flat and his spine straight. And of course, after the top section has been contracted, he can reverse the process and make the flexed part of the muscles descend rapidly from the shoulder blades to the waistline. That's pretty impressive for a muscle control act, isn't it? Now, how was it that Alan P Mead trained to develop his physique, especially when he was disabled? Well, we've learned that he was taught the McSalding system of muscle control and weight training, that he used dumbbells and barbells during his strength and weight training sessions, performing exercises that he could perform on the floor, most likely, those where you can sit or lie down, such as the pullover. For example, Alan had the ability to do straight arm barbell pullovers with a 70-pound barbell for 70 repetitions straight. I mean, that is pretty impressive. Meade was also an innovator and created several pulley apparatuses to train his body, and is known to have, for example, contributed further to the design of the cable pulley station that we now see in the gym, and as well as the lat machine. Another exercise that he actually tried when on the floor was flies, using gymnastic rings. And so using muscle control, weight training using dumbbells and barbells, using the pulley system and gymnastic rings for performing things like flies and probably dips and other kind of movements, together with all these different techniques, he was able to develop his upper body to the perfection that we can witness in the photos that still exist of Alan Mead. Truly a splendid physique, fantastic, extraordinary musculature on Alan Mead. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the techniques and training methods that Alan Mead used, I'd highly recommend any of the following books. Health, Strength and Willpower by Maxick and Saldo. Remember that Monty Saldo was his actual mentor. Is a kind of theoretical look at the principle of muscle control and weight training as taught by the McSalding system. Muscle Control by Maxick is an excellent book showing all the kind of exercises, the muscle control exercises that were taught in the McSalding system. And Super Physique, again, another excellent book. It's a book written by Sigmund Klein, which it's very different to the barbell courses of York and Wader. This kind of barbell course, I would say, is excellent for people that simply have a barbell and nothing else. No bench, no squat stand, no nothing. And it really does showcase the way that the Bronze Era athletes trained with barbells and with dumbbells. They had no other equipment, just the weights themselves. And so you'll find in there things like the barbell pullover, all these kinds of strongman acts such as the tiger press, the Steinborn squat, which I've done a video on recently, and many other odd lifts and things that you won't see in modern barbell courses, which have the use of a bench and a squat rack. So these are the kind of exercises that the strongmen would have done back in the Bronze Era, like Alan Mead. All available on my website, www.goldenerabookworm.com. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on Alan Mead, a true story of mind over matter, of perseverance, and what can truly be achieved when you put your mind on things, when you have that incredible willpower that Alan Mead definitely had. What a phenomenal story. I really enjoy when I find out about these Bronze Era men, what they could do under the circumstances of war, disability, sickness, everything that they had to go through, and the lack of equipment and knowledge that they had back then, and they still could produce these fantastic physiques naturally. It's so inspiring and motivating, and I hope that it motivates you. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. Leave me your comments and thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my work, please donate via PayPal. You can become a patron. Visit my website for out-of-print books and courses on old school bodybuilding. And you can always get in touch if you'd like to pass on books and magazines from your collection that you wish to give away. Anyway, that's it for me. Again, hope you've enjoyed the video. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now. And for an entertaining look at the history of bodybuilding's supplement industry, I would highly recommend watching Subs the Movie, which I have collaborated in, available at Amazon Prime and Vimeo.
Hi everybody, I just want to recommend this phenomenal book, Vince's Secret Locker, volume number 2 by Carl Coyne. I've been looking at this for about 4 weeks and I can't put it down. If you get a chance, check it out. He also has a part 1 that I highly recommend also. Vince was the trainer to the stars and had an amazing, interesting gym that today there's still not equipment like it around. It was all made out of wood. He'll be on our radio show coming up probably in the next couple weeks or so. Have a great day, and again, highly recommend this book.